Alright guys, so here's a little video to help you guys out. Again, these are extra practice on your class kick. So I'm going to go through this with you guys. I'm going to do number 3 using that little shortcut, and then I will do number 4 using similar triangles. So you can see 2 different methods. The first one, they're telling me that DB is 21. So again, highlight the side, put in, 21. AC is 10. Okay, right away I'm noticing I'm coloring a leg. Okay, a leg to the triangle, and that's 10. And then they're asking me to find AD, so we'll call that X. Okay, so I'm looking at this and I see that I'm working with a leg to the right triangle. Okay, I'm not working with this altitude, I'm working with the leg. So if you set up your proportion, I know that the means are the legs or the altitude, and in this case it's the legs. Okay, and then what we do from there is, because we're working with the legs, we put the entire hypotenuse. Okay, and those are your extremes, so it doesn't matter again. And then the part of the hypotenuse touching the leg. Okay, so this is how it is. We do the leg is 10. The entire hypotenuse, which is X plus 21, and then the part of the hypotenuse touching the leg. Look at the part touching the leg. That's the X. When you cross multiply this, you should get X squared plus 21X equals 100. Subtract 100 from both sides. This is a quadratic. Quadratics you always want set equal to 0. Try to factor it down. Again, please practice this guess and check method. So X times X is X squared. What multiplies to make negative 100? Negative 25 and positive 4. And then check it, of course it works. So X is 25 and X is negative 4. Of course we can't have a negative side length, so we're going with X is 25. So this piece from A to D is 25. For slide 4, I'm going to use some similar triangles. So I'm going to show you what this is going to look like. So again, we have AC is 4. So I'm noticing that I'm working with the leg, but we're not using that method. I notice that DB is 6, and we are trying to find AB. So 4. And we are trying to find AB. Okay. What I would personally do is, I personally would not try to find, well, we could do this. In order for us to find AB, we first have to find AD, so I can call that Y if you guys want to. But the first thing you have to do if you're using similar triangles is pick out the triangles that you're going to be working with. Okay, so again, I'm seeing the X. I'm probably not going to start by finding the X, so I'm kind of ignoring it, and I'm just focusing in on finding this little piece to the hypotenuse. Because once I know what Y is, all I have to do is add 6 to it. So Y plus 6 is equal to X. Okay, so I'm just going to look for Y though. So the first thing you have to do is pick out your similar triangles. So that's, I think, the hardest part. You're going to pick out, so of course there's 3 right triangles and all 3 of them are similar. You're going to pick out the 2 triangles that you have the most information from. So this is what I mean. Here's ACB. I have this is 4, and I have this piece is Y plus 6. Okay, I can draw my other right triangle, which is down here. I have D, C, B, and I know this is 6. I have no other information. And then you have this top right triangle going on right here. Okay, I know that this is Y and this is 4. You can see just by pulling out these right triangles that you're going to be using this right triangle and this right triangle. Okay, we can see that because in this other right triangle, they're only giving us one side of 6, and I don't want to bring in another variable. So using similar triangles, I'm looking at these, right? You guys see these. You can see that to set this up, again, I'm looking at this first triangle. You know what? I'm going to circle it in blue. I'm looking at this first triangle. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the hypotenuse of this first triangle over the leg of that triangle. So again, I just put the hypotenuse of the triangle over the leg of the triangle. I'm using similar triangles, so I have to do the same thing with this purple one. I'm going to put the hypotenuse of the triangle over the leg of the triangle. Okay, and then of course you guys would go ahead and cross multiply and solve this. So 16 is equal to y squared plus 6y. Set it equal to 0 plus 6y minus 16. And go ahead and factor this down. Positive 8, negative 2. X equals negative 8. Sorry, y equals negative 8 and y equals 2. Negative 8 is not going to work, so y is 2. Plug 2 back in and you can see that AB is 8. Okay, again, if you would like to use the other method, if you're like, what is similar triangles? Because this is another leg problem, watch how you would set this up. Leg, leg, whole hypotenuse, part of the hypotenuse touching it. Look back at your picture, put your legs in, 4, 4. Part of the hypotenuse touching in the whole hypotenuse. Y plus 6 and y. Look at this proportion in comparison to this. It is the same thing when you cross multiply. You get y squared plus 6y equals 16. It's the same thing, guys. If you want to use similar triangles, use similar triangles. If you want to use this little shortcut, you can use this little shortcut. It's completely up to you. But the altitude on hypotenuse is just saying that the leg is the mean proportional between the hypotenuse and the adjacent segment of that hypotenuse. Okay, that's all this is. Altitude on hypotenuse is just a quicker way of using similar triangles. If you're uncomfortable, go ahead and pull the triangles out and use the similar triangles.